Hey guys, so if you're watching this, it means you picked making music as what you're going to learn for the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to make these videos for you, a few of them, and this will help guide you through making some music and show you how I do it. It's not necessarily the way that you have to do it, but it definitely is the basics of creating beats or creating songs, and then you can make your songs sound whichever way you want. We really want to keep away from just like pulling stuff off of YouTube and putting it in here because there's multiple reasons why. From a straight financial standpoint, if you ever actually sell any of this stuff, you're gonna have to pay that person everything. Um, a great example of that is like the Lil Nas X just put out, that he has that old country road song or whatever. Nine Inch Nails got all of his money. He made no money off of that, or very little money off of that, because he didn't write any of the music behind it. Another band did, and he just got a country music award and actually went to Nine Inch Nails. It didn't go to him. They put his face up there because Nine Inch Nails didn't want to be part of the country music, but didn't go to him at all. So we're going to focus on you guys making your own stuff, and then later on in life, if you want to pull stuff off the internet and put it in as your back, that's your own thing. But like here, we got the time to work on stuff. Let's do it. Let's do it real. So we're gonna click on start. You're gonna see this thing called Ableton Live here, Ableton Live 10. Let's open that bad boy up. This is used by, I don't know, you'll see it all the time. If you look closely at the screens of some people that are in concerts and stuff, you're gonna see things like this. Um, when it opens up, you're seeing something like this over here on the side, on the right. This lessons. If you're a reader, if you work better at reading, this has everything you need to know. If you want to create beats, here's just like a step-by-step guide through creating beats. So you could use this. Ableton wants you to learn their software. If you don't learn it, uh, like you won't use it. So they want you to learn it. So they're going to give you a whole bunch of resources. And there's a ton of resources online too to learn the software. So over here, you're going to see 4 tracks. You have a MIDI track, 2 MIDI tracks, and 2 audio tracks. If you see here, every time I speak, this kind of like spikes up a little bit, right? Audio is when you're actually recording something, like your voice, an instrument. When you're using a microphone to record something. Right now, I've got a microphone that's picking up my voice, and every time it turns red, it means it's too hot. It means it's distorting. I'm actually too loud. So you might hear it actually crackle a bit if it's turning too red. So you don't want to make sure that's not red. But anyway, we'll get back to more of that later. And then MIDI is like sounds that are coming from the computer. It's like you kind of put in an instrument and then you tell it when to play on the computer, and the computer will play it. And we're going to work today just on MIDI instruments, and we're going to work just on in this live view. There's 2 different views here. There's this live session view, which we're going to work in here today, and then there's this arrangement view. And this is like if you're going to write a song and record a song and put it out. So we're going to get to this. Ultimately, what you're going to do is going to be inside here, but we're going to click on this one with the 3 lines here, like vertical. And we're just going to start making some beats here because that's what we're practicing right now, just making some beats. So I'm going to say, I'm going to grab this first MIDI track, and over here you're going to see you have sounds, you have drums, you have instruments, you have audio effects, you have all this sort of stuff. I'm going to go to instruments, and I'm going to go to drum rack. And here, actually, no, sorry, they changed it to drums. I'm just going to have drums here. Here you just have a whole bunch of different drums. If I click on this, that's a beat made using this drum track. If I click on this one, that's a beat made using this drum track. This one, it's a beat made using that drum track. So if you like the beat, you might not like the actual drums that it uses. So just kind of look for the sound of the drums that you like. So I'll go with this one. It seems like down the middle, right? So I'm going to take this, I'm going to drag it into my MIDI track. Might take a second. And you see this, like, this is all the parameters down here. Like, you'll see, here's your kit. If I click this, I'm just hitting play on each one of these. And then here, this is like a special side thing. I wouldn't worry too much about this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go make a new clip right here. I'm going to double click this. And it shows me this like grid comes up here. And all along the side here is all the drums I can choose from. And if you remember, like when you were doing the learning music thing, if I hit play on this, you'll see this like bar kind of go across the screen, right? And down here, if I say like, if I double click here, you hear that kick drum. So every time that bar hits that kick drum, there you get that sound, right? And then usually when you're making beats, you want to kick on your first, this kind of grounds you. Where's the beginning of your beat? It's right there. Boom, it's right there, right? And then you have all of these other, like, if I actually turn these headphones, I can hear each of the other instruments. And these keys directly connect to these here. It's the same thing. So here, I can kind of flip back and forth if I go back and forth here. See that? I should probably take my image off this. It's hard to see. So here, I've got this kick going, and then maybe I give some distance, and maybe I put another kick here. And then, typically, when you're having 4 beats, you see there's 1 beat here, there's 2, you see here, 3, and 4. You want to put your snare, so whenever it says snare here, I have snare vinyl, I have snare here. You want to put your snare on 2 and 4, so, right? And this is starting to sound like a beat, but for me it's a little bit too fast. So I can go up here to the tempo, and if I click on this, I can bring it down. Just make it a little more laid back, right? And then you're going to see something, you maybe hi-hat. This is hi-hat open. You're going to see hi-hat closed. In any one of these drum sets, you're probably going to see something called a hi-hat, something called, this is open and closed. I'm just going to take the closed one. I'm going to put every other one. And it kind of keeps that beat. I mean, it's a pretty stale beat, so we're just doing like the basics first, and then we'll start to kind of mix it up a bit. And then what I can do is I can mess with the volume of each of these. If I click on this, you see how down here, when my mouse is over this, it turns, it changes color, right? This is the volume. So if I want to change the volume, this one, kind of click on it up, and then kind of bring it down. If I don't want these super loud, all right? I'm going to take this, bring it down. Maybe I want this one a little louder. This beginning of the beat. And this one, you can't really see back here, but alright. That's pretty straight, right? Maybe I want another kick here. Bring that volume down a bit. Okay, and this, I learned to do this just by like screwing around. I mean, practicing. Actually, I shouldn't say screwing around, it's practicing. It's just doing it over and over again. So, here's one beat. And it stopped. If I double click here, I can make another beat using the same drum track. So if I click on this one, I could have this one be like, I don't know, something like this. Make this one really loud at the beginning. And this one's going to be like, I don't know. I like that better. And then do like the same thing with the hi-hat every other one. But maybe here I put like, and if they're too low, just kind of bring the volume up a little bit. A little space between them. That's cool, right? So now what I can do is if I want to listen to this one, I click here. So the beat's going like this. Do it 4 times maybe. Kind of change your beat, right? So as you progress through a song, the beat's going to change. You're not going to have the same beat running over and over and over again. You have different beats that are going to change. You can just create multiple beats. You could also, you know what? I'm going to stop this video here. We'll move on from here later. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say File. I'm going to save live set. And then I'm just going to go into my documents and I'm going to make a documents and make a new folder. And I want you to do this folder. And I'm going to call this one Mr. Porto's Beats. And you guys put like, you know, your own thing. And then I open that up, and then here I'm going to just call this like, let's say, you know, practicing beats. Practicing, that's how you spell practicing beats. And then, yeah, save it. And then it's all about practice. You don't get good at this stuff just by watching these videos, you know? And you don't get good at this stuff just by staring at it. So go ahead, finish, spend the rest of the class just making as many beats as you can. If you want different, like different tracks, maybe you want a different drum set, just bring them to the other MIDI track here. And then you can make like 2 beats that go on top of each other. So something like, so I go ahead and I can have a beat here and like this, that there, that there, that there. So now I've got this beat, and I can add this beat. Kind of hearing them both now, right? And if I want to stop them, I hit the stop button here. All right, practice, practice, practice. And tomorrow, you watch next video. Cool. Save too. Make sure you save.